Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Spells of light rain in Chennai throughout the day brought cheer to a city that was swept by a heatwave for several weeks. The rain forced surging temperatures down as showers were seen in most parts of the sprawling city. It was a relief for roadside vendors, outdoor and construction workers, and food delivery riders who were the worst affected by the heat wave. Driving rain was also reported from other parts of Tamil Nadu state, but the downpours did not cause disruption to normal life. Some reports said the pleasant weather was expected to continue over the coming days across the state and in the neighboring territory of Puducherry. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his ally Akhilesh Yadav of the Samajwadi Party addressed the news media in the city of Lucknow. Predicting which way the election will go, Kejriwal said his main rival, the BJP, will not win more than 220 seats in parliament. He said the party will see a dismal performance in more than 10 states, including those considered as its strongholds. He said the next federal government will be run by the India Alliance. Both Kejriwal and Yadav belong to the bloc, which is an alliance of over 20 political groups under the Congress party. The final round of polling is scheduled to take place in June, and the first results will emerge when the votes are counted on the 4th of June. The Supreme Court has rejected a plea for action against Kejriwal over his comments at an election campaign. Speaking at an event, he told voters that if they voted for his Aam Aadmi Party, he need not go back to jail. The Chief Minister of Delhi, who is on interim bail, should return to prison by the 2nd of June. He was arrested on charges of corruption in liquor contracts rolled out by his government. The court refused to revoke his bail and told the investigator, the Enforcement Directorate, that Kejriwal's statement was his assumption, and the court has set the dates in the case. Earlier, the court dismissed another plea demanding his removal as Chief Minister and said it was a matter to be decided by the governor. Legendary Indian football player and national team captain Sunil Chhetri has declared his intention to retire from international games in June. In a video posted on social media, he declared that India's World Cup qualifying match against Kuwait will be his final game. Chhetri is the third highest goal scorer for his country among active football players, behind Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal and Lionel Messi of Argentina. In the year 2005, he scored his maiden goal in his first game and went on to play for the country for 19 years. India honoured him with the Padma Shri and Arjuna Award for his contribution to football in the country. Fans have been paying tributes and expressed their appreciation for all he has done for Indian football.
And the moment I told myself first that yes, this is the game that is going to be my last, is when I started recollecting everything. It was so strange. Started thinking about this game, this coach, that team, that member, that ground, that away match, this good game, that bad game. All my individual performances, everything came, all the flashes came. So when I did decide that this is it, this is going to be my last game, I told.
In a move to boost tourism and enhance natural beauty, conservation authorities in Kashmir are making plans to improve Wular Lake, similar to the famous Dal Lake. Wular Conservation and Management Authority has set up a comprehensive plan to attract tourists and ensure the preservation of the natural beauty of the lake. Shikara boats have been installed and an excellent viewpoint has been constructed to view the lake. Wular Lake is one of the best destinations for visitors seeking tranquility and beauty in the heart of Kashmir. Boat owners say development of the lake site will bring more tourists, which will help businesses in and around the area to flourish. Kashmir Valley is one of India's major tourist attractions and best known for its snow season and locally made products. Government sources have said Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico is out of danger after being shot many times in the east of the country. Deputy Prime Minister Tomas Taraba said Fico's surgery had gone well and that he will survive. The Minister of Defense had earlier stated that Fico was fighting for his life following an attack that left him critically injured in the town of Handlova. A suspect was taken into custody at the scene, and unverified local media sources claim that he was a 71-year-old political activist and writer. The shooting occurred on the day that Parliament started debating the government's plan to disband Slovakia's public broadcaster, RTVS. In recent weeks, thousands of Slovaks have demonstrated against the planned changes to the public broadcaster. Russian President Vladimir Putin has held talks with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Beijing. Putin is on his first foreign trip since he began his historic fifth term as president after an election in which he did not face any opposition. The meeting, which is the third in less than a year, comes as Russia's invasion of Ukraine has dragged on into the third year. Russia has turned to China for support after the US and its Western allies have imposed hundreds of sanctions to weaken the Russian war apparatus. Beijing has been criticized for allegedly providing technology to Moscow for use in the war, but Beijing maintains that none of this is lethal and has other practical uses. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Washington will take action if China continues to provide support. The Israeli defense minister has openly expressed his dissatisfaction with the government's unwillingness to tackle the issue of a post-conflict strategy for Gaza. Yoav Gallant pushed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to publicly state that Israel has no aspirations to seize civilian and military power in Gaza. His comments indicate a rare public sign of disagreements inside Israel's war cabinet over the course of the military campaign. He also revealed that a plan for the future of Gaza was presented as early as last October, but there was no action on it. Benny Gantz, another war cabinet member who has previously disagreed with Netanyahu, backed the line taken by the defense minister. Israeli press reports said there is growing worry among high-ranking military leaders about the lack of a clear Israeli plan in Gaza. 5 Israeli troops have been killed by friendly fire in Gaza in one of the bloodiest events of this kind since the conflict started in October. According to Israeli media, the soldiers were accidentally struck by Israeli tank fire in Jabalia, in the north of Gaza, where Hamas fighters have dug in. Over 10,000 civilians have left the town since Israel began airstrikes in the area. A preliminary investigation has found that the soldiers had taken control of a structure in a refugee camp meters away from the tank position. The tanks fired shells at what appeared to be a weapon inside the building. The shelling also wounded 7 soldiers, and 3 of them are in a serious condition. President Joe Biden and his challenger Donald Trump have agreed to 2 presidential TV debates in June and September. Television network CNN will host the first forum in Georgia, a crucial swing state. Another prominent broadcaster, ABC, will present the second one. The first debate in Atlanta, which will be moderated by TV anchors Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, will not have an audience, which comes unusually early for an election year. ABC did not specify the location for the debate it would host. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has accused the 2 frontrunners of keeping him out. He later said he would meet the requirements to qualify for CNN debate. In a clear challenge to Tesla's best-selling vehicle, Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer NIO has presented the first vehicle from its new, less expensive brand, Onvo. The L60 SUV is more than 10% less expensive than the world's most popular electric vehicle, Tesla's Model Y. The launch comes as US President Joe Biden declared he would increase import taxes on Chinese electric vehicles by 4 times. In the face of fierce competition from Chinese companies, Tesla has been experiencing declining sales, just like other EV manufacturers. NIO introduced the car in Shanghai and stated that it wanted to compete with Tesla's Model Y. Orders for the L60 are now being accepted by the firm, and deliveries are scheduled to start in September. Globally, electric vehicle manufacturers are confronting significant obstacles due to a decline in sales and heightened rivalry. As days have passed since she was supposed to be released from prison, worries about the safety of a Chinese blogger are intensifying. Zhan Zhang received a 4-year term for live streaming the Wuhan COVID-19 lockdowns. Picking quarrels and provoking trouble is what got her convicted. Rights groups are concerned since it is still unknown where she is, despite the fact that she was supposed to be released on Monday. The 40-year-old is one of several individuals who were indicted for COVID-19 reporting. Reporters Without Borders informed the Guardian news outlet that the organization had not heard anything about Zhang since Monday. In February 2020, Zhang left her home in Shanghai and traveled to Wuhan to record daily life there following the city's lockdown. Despite warnings from authorities, she persisted in creating her articles and live streams, which garnered a lot of attention on social media. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.